Good morning, everyone. Wherever you may be, I hope you're warm. I hope that you're safe, and I'm just going to do a quick video of this week's material for lesson 15, week 15, yep, week 15. Everything that I cover can be found in the guide, and please, if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to Becca or myself, and we will be happy to answer any questions you have. I'm going to make two separate videos, one for EEL and one for IEW, just so that you can watch them as you please. Okay, the first thing we're going to cover this week is an interjection, and the song that we use is an interjection is a word or phrase used as a strong expression of feeling or emotion. So some of the interjections that we use are wow, cool, oh, and all interjections need to be followed by some form of punctuation. You can use an exclamatory mark, you can use a period, you can use a comma. Any of those are okay, they're doable. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is chart in, and it's the verb anatomy of to have. This is what it looks like. And if you will attend to this chart with your student, similar to how we do math and how we've done in our class is, what do you see that you know? What do you see that looks unfamiliar? Some of the things that will be familiar to them are going to be past, present participle, past participle. And then we've got singular, plural. We've got first and second and third person. We've got I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. We've got nominative pronouns that we know. And you're going to attend to this chart. Maybe do a scavenger hunt and say, you know, I would like for you to find the singular, first person, simple form, present tense form of to have, and it was going to be have. A couple of other things for them to note is that have can be used in a lot of different forms. Have can be used as a helping verb. He has jumped. So when you look at the sentence, he has jumped, you're going to say, who or what is this sentence about? And it's going to be he. That's going to be your subject pronoun. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm upside down and backwards, so bear with me. And you're going to say, what is being said about he? Well, what is being said about he is he has jumped. So has is a verb helping, jumped is a verb intransitive. And so it could be used as a helping verb. It can also be used as the main verb. Sarah has a job. Who or what is that sentence about? Sarah, that's our subject noun. What is being said about Sarah? She has. And that's going to be the main verb. And then it could also be used, I'm really noticing this is backwards, but good luck, guys. It's actually, maybe it's not backwards to you guys. Our next sentence is, you have had a great job. Okay, so who or what is that sentence about? You, and then have had. So have is going to be our verb helping, telling us when. It's in the past tense. Had is our actual verb. Okay, so that's where it's used as a helping verb and an actual verb. Okay, the main verb is what they call it in the guide. So you're going to cover chart in, you're going to attend to it, talk about those forms of to have, do a scavenger hunt, and just kind of attend to that chart with your child. The next thing we're going to cover is SVT-IODO, complex interrogative. Now we've covered declarative purpose in this form, and we've covered imperative purpose in this form, and now we're moving to interrogative. So our sentence is, we took the sentence we had last week in my class, and I made it an interrogative sentence. Shall I give my daughter the old cell phone? Sorry, it's backwards when I'm reading it. When I order myself a new one. So we've added shall to make it, we've added a helping verb to make it an interrogative sentence. You could also review the CIA in different ways. You could take the sentence from last week that was imperative, give my phone to my daughter, and say, okay, remember CIA, the three ways that we change it to an interrogative sentence, and cover that with your student. So with this sentence, we would go through the ATS. Sorry, let me find it. I've got lots of resources on my bed. Sorry guys that this is the state of my video, but when you don't have power and you have ice, this is where we're at. Okay? So we would say, do we have a subject? Yes. Do we have a predicate? Yes. Beginning capital letter? Yes. End mark? Yes. Complete sense, punctuation, capitalization, correct spelling. I did not do any funny business with my spelling today, just because it's a quick video for you, but you're welcome to misspell lots and lots of great words with your student if you cover this sentence this week. And then you're going to ask, do I have any prepositional phrases? And we do not. Do I have any conjunctions or relative pronouns? And we do, which would be when. And you're going to know that that's going to introduce a clause, and it's when I order myself a new one. You're going to ask, is this dependent or subordinate or independent? And it is subordinate, so we're going to underline that twice. When I order myself a new one. And you're going to look at your other clause. Shall I give my daughter the old cell phone? That is independent, so we'll underline that once. Okay, then you're going to ask yourself for the first clause, who or what is shall I give my daughter the old cell phone about? And it would be I, so that's your subject pronoun. What is being said about I? I shall give. So shall is a verb helping. Give is a verb. We would say, are we transferring our giving to anyone or anything? And the answer is yes. We're giving our phone, so that's our DO. Who am I giving the phone to? We're giving our phone to the daughter, which is our IO. So then we're going to look at my. My is describing what? It's describing daughter, and daughter is a noun. So my is going to be an adjective, or we could call it a possessive pronoun adjective. Either one, I'm fine with adjective or a PPA, depending, your discretion as a mother and where your student is. They need to at least know that it's an adjective because it is describing a noun. Okay. The is an article adjective. Okay. Old. What is old describing? It is describing phone. And what part of speech is phone? We know it's a noun because it is a thing. So an adjective describes a noun. So it's going to be an adjective. Cell is also describing phone, which would also be an adjective. Now, you could say cell phone was one object, and that cell phone can be just the direct object, just whatever you want to call it. When I order myself a new one, who or what is that clause about? It's about I, subject pronoun. What is being said about I order. Am I transferring my ordering to anyone or anything? Yes, I am ordering one. One is a pronoun replacing cell phone. So that is going to be our DO. All right. Am I ordering one for anyone or anything? Yes, I'm ordering it for myself, which is the IO. A is an article adjective. And then new is describing one, which is a pronoun. And we know that adjectives modify pronouns, so it's going to be an adjective. Okay. So that is going to be the breakdown. This is in your guide on page 185. So if you need to go over this with your student, it is on page 185 in your guide. And all of the answers are on there. Okay. A new thing that we're going to add this week is we have our analytical task sheet. And I'm going to use Eli's, so just pardon me. It is 3 years old. This is our analytical task sheet. So far, when we're diagramming a sentence, we have gone steps 1 through 4, and we've diagrammed here. Today, we're going to add steps 5 and 6 on your analytical task sheet. Let me get it out of Eli's notebook. Okay. So step 5 is going to be what they call modification confirmation. And this is just basically their ability to manipulate the sentences. So the first blank up there says rewrite by purpose using simple structure. So basically you're going to write a declarative sentence an exclamatory sentence, an interrogative sentence, and an imperative sentence in simple structure. So we would take, shall I give my daughter the old cell phone when I order myself a new one? And the way that we're going to make that simple is, and declarative is, we're going to say, I gave my daughter the old cell phone. So you're just going to take your independent clause and make it declarative, because that is a simple form. Then you're going to make it exclamatory, interrogative, and imperative. This is on page 186 in your guide with all the answers. And then the second one says rewrite by structure using declarative purpose. And then, so you're going to rewrite all the structures on this one. So these are the purposes, these are the structures, and declarative voice. So you're going to make it simple, compound, complex, compound, complex. So the way we're going to make it simple is the same way. We're just going to use the first clause. I gave my daughter the old cell phone. You're going to make it compound by saying, I gave my daughter the old cell phone and I bought a new one. So it's not exactly the same exact words, but you are giving the same verbiage and purpose in the sentence. You're just making it two independent clauses connected by a fanboy. Then you make it complex, which is already the sentence that we already had. You're just going to make it in declarative voice instead of interrogative voice. And then compound complex is going to be, I gave my daughter the old cell phone when I ordered myself a new one, and she is still talking on it. And so this is just helping the students manipulate the sentences and change different purposes and different structures. And so you can practice that this week when we say do your sentences. First tours, play around with it. I like to do these auditory with my child. It just makes it a lot faster and they don't have to write them out. But if you feel like they learn best by writing things out, you can do that as well. So for when we say do a sentence this week, you're not only going to do your first 4 analytical tasks, you're going to add in task 5, and then you're going to add in task 6, which is what we call quid it quo. And what I'm going to do is Jennifer made a video, I think last year, on quid it quo that explains quid it quo beautifully. But just in case you're wondering, it's the next page. It's number 6 right here, and it says quid it quo at the top. And I'm going to post the quid it quo video, and I think she explains it way better than I ever could. So we're going to use that video for quid it quo. So the things that we're going to add in are going to be analytical task sheet. Then we're going to do task 1 through 6. We've been doing task 1 through 5 so far. We're going to do task 1 through 6. In regards to Faces of History, this week, according to the schedule, you will continue working on, sorry, I have lots of kids in my house right now because we have power and heat. So a lot of people are here. So if you hear people yelling in the background, it's just kids playing. Teenagers, all the things. All that to say, for Faces of History this week, you're going to continue working on your fused outlines. Actually, that's going to be in my IEW video, so we don't need to talk about that. So this week, what you're going to work on is, you're going to work on task 1 through 6. You're going to attend a chart in, talk about the verb tenses of to have, and those are all in our parent guide. So read your lesson, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.